Hello, class. It's already a new week, and it's a short week. We have a 4-day week because we had a holiday yesterday. So, oh, it's a short week because we had a holiday 2 days ago. Yesterday was Tuesday. We came back on Tuesday instead of Monday because we had that long weekend. And I hope everybody had fun, but we're back to it already. Yesterday was our first day back, and it was what day? Yes, it was Tuesday. Let's count and see if we have a 4-day week. So yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And what did I say today was? Yes, Wednesday. What did I say yesterday was? Tuesday. Now I'm going to let you guess what tomorrow will be. If today is Wednesday, what will tomorrow be? That's right. Tomorrow will be Thursday, and it starts with TH. Where do we put our tongue when we're saying TH? When we put it at the front of our mouth to make the sound th, th, th. Yes, like Thursday. Today is Wednesday, May the 26th. Yesterday was the 25th. Today is the 26th. And how many groups of 10 are there? 2 groups of 10 plus 6 more. 20 plus 6 is 26. We said yesterday was Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. What's our year? 2021. What's our season? Still spring. And let's put it together. Today is Wednesday, May 26th, 2021. Will you stand with me for O Canada?
And today, we're going to sing the Canadian National Anthem to celebrate all things Canadian. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And let's thank the Lord together for our wonderful country and for this beautiful day. Dear Jesus, we do thank you for our country of Canada. We thank you for this week. We thank you for this day. It's not quite as sunny today. We're having some sun and some clouds, but we thank you for the weather. We thank you for our families. We thank you for healthy bodies and minds, and for all the things that we can learn and do today. Amen. Well, I'm going to put partly cloudy, partly sunny in, and a chance of a thunder shower. We'll see if we get a little thunder and rain. The weatherman says we might. There it is. So we've been talking about acceptance. What does the word acceptance start with? Yes, it starts with A. And what does it mean? It means to include everyone. Today's story that helps us learn about including people who are not exactly the same as us, but still made in God's image and somebody that would be interesting to get to know, is the woman at the well. Now, she was a lady that Jesus met a long time ago in his neighborhood, and in some ways she was different than him. One obvious way is Jesus was a man and she was a woman, but there's some other things that were different about them. And you can read about how Jesus took the time to get to know her and to be her friend. And our verse this week is found in the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 7. Let's practice it together now. Accept one another, just as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God. When we accept and love others, that praises our Heavenly Father. It makes his heart very glad. So let's practice that again together. Romans chapter 15, verse 7. Accept one another then, as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God. Keep practicing that verse and send it to me at the end of the week. You're doing an awesome job on your memory verses. In English today, we have the ut family. What two letters do you think spell ut? You got it. You. U and T. U, T. What can we put in front of UT to make some words? All of these words will rhyme because they're all in the ut family, so they have the same last two letters. But we can start them with different letters to make different words. Let's try the letter N. What would we get if we put an N in front of UT? Let's read it together. What does N say? Like in nose? N, ut. N, ut. Nut. Of course that spells nut. All right. Let's try one more together. What if we put a C in front of ut? And what does C say? K, k, castanets. K, k. It says k, right? So C in front of UT, k, ut, k, ut. Cut. There are two words that rhyme because they're in the same word family, nut and cut. And I would like you to go ahead and fill out your word family worksheet for the word family ut. And then draw a picture for each word that you spell. Put your name at the top in your neatest printing. When you're finished that, you can do your word slider for the word family ut. And you can see a picture of some walnuts on this because nut is in the word family ut. So slide those letters in there so that you can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in the ut family. I will let you go ahead and do that and your worksheet. That's for the JKs and the SKs. And for math today, what's that topic that we started this week? I'll give you a hint. It's the opposite of addition. And we know when we're adding things, we are adding on, we are making a bigger number. When we're subtracting things, what are we doing? The opposite of adding is taking away. We're taking things away and making a smaller number. Let's say it together. Subtraction. that has how many syllables? Subtraction. 3 syllables or 3 word parts. But we're going to shorten it up to subtract. Subtract. How many word parts is that? Subtract. And what numbers will we subtract? Do you remember how we use our mats and we made Play-Doh balls? We squished the ones that we were taking away to help us learn about subtraction. Let's practice subtraction again with our Play-Doh mats or using whatever kind of counters you have at your house. I'm going to use Play-Doh. I'm going to roll up a blue ball and put it on. I'm going to roll up a yellow ball and put it on. How many balls do I have on my Play-Doh mat now? Let's count them. 1, 2. I'm going to roll up a green ball. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll up an orange ball. And where were we at? We were at 3. We can count on from 3. Hop over from 3 to, what comes after 3? 4. 3 plus 1 more is 4. But we want to subtract, and that means take away. We're going to take away 2 Play-Doh balls. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take away the blue one and the orange one. So we had 4, take away 2. How many do we have left? 2. 1, 2. What if we have 4, take away 1? 4 take away 1 is 3. All right. Or we can smash the ones that we're taking away. So I'm going to put some more balls on here. I'm going to put another green one on. Another orange one on. And another yellow one. Now how many do we have? Our card has 5 squares at the top and 5 squares at the bottom. So we know this is 5 plus 2 more is 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. We want to take some away. So let's take away the ones at the bottom. So I'm going to smash them, flatten them out. So we have 5 round balls at the top and 2 squished balls at the bottom. How many do we have before we squish them? 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be our math problem. 7. And how many did we squish? 2. How many are still round? 7. Take away 2 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at the top. 7, including the ones we squished, take away the ones we squished. 7 take away 2 equals 5. You can do some practicing with your Play-Doh mat or your counting mat, your subtracting mat, and then once you've practiced, you can do JK's, your cross out and subtract page. So instead of squishing on this page, you're going to cross out. The ones that you are taking away to make the number smaller are the ones you're crossing out. Just like the ones we were taking away on this board, we smashed them. Let's do an example on the board of what you're going to do on your worksheet. You did one like this yesterday, but this has some different questions on it today. We used some footballs yesterday. Let's use some golf balls today. They have little bumps on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put some little bumps on them. Looks like pepper, doesn't it? So we have 4 golf balls. Remember, we cross out the ones that we're taking away. So our question is going to be 4, take away 2. How many do I have to cross out? I cross out the ones I'm taking away, so that's 2. 1, 2. So the answer will be 4, take away 2, and how many do I have left over? I had 4 golf balls. I gave 2 to my friend so he could play with me, and I have 2 left for myself. 1, 2. 2 of them are not crossed out. 4, take away 2 equals 2. Let's do one more together. We'll do some baseballs this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got some stitched lines on them. And one more. What shape are balls? All these different types of balls. Of course, they're circle shapes. So I have how many baseballs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My little brother wanted me to share with him. So I said, sure. I'm going to share 4 of my baseballs with you. I'm giving you 4 baseballs. So if I'm giving them away, then I'm taking them away, making the number smaller, and I'm crossing 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the ones I'm giving to my brother. I'm taking them away from my collection. So how many did I have to begin with? I had 6. I took away 4. How many do I have left? 2. So 6 take away 4 equals 2. You can go ahead and work on your worksheet now, and don't forget to put your name at the top. And SKs. Your worksheet is page 67, 68. So let's take a look at that together. It looks like this. We have some chicks, some baseball caps, some baskets, and some balloons. So we have a set of 8 chicks, but 3 little chicks ran away. So our question is 8 take away 3. Cross out the correct number and how many are left. So how many are you going to cross out there? The number you're taking away, you're going to cross out 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you have to see how many are left. It's like the JK's page. They're using different types of balls. You're using different types of objects. Cross out the ones you're taking away. And you can do the same on the other side. You have some hearts, stars, and some suns. We'll do one question together. Let's use the balloons. All right. We have 10 balloons. 10 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That takes up the whole width of our board. 10 balloons. And how many balloons flew away in the air? 5 balloons flew away in the air. That's half of our balloons flew away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember 10 on our fingers? 5 plus 5 equals 10. So if 5 balloons flew away, how many do we have left? That's right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balloons. So our question is 10. We had 10 to begin with. Take away the 5 that flew away equals how many do we have left? 5. 10 take away 5 equals 5. Now let's do one from the other side of your page together. We had some hearts. We had 10 hearts too. And we gave 3 cinnamon hearts away. So cinnamon hearts are red, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cinnamon hearts. But we wanted to share with our little sister. And we decided to give her 3 cinnamon hearts. We had 10, so we'll put that number down first. We had 10 cinnamon hearts. Take away the 3 that we gave to our sister. So let's cross those out. 1, 2, 3. And how many cinnamon hearts do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10, take away 3 equals 7. So there you go. You can go ahead and work on that on your own now. And before I read our story together with you, let's do a little bit of stretching. Take a bathroom break if you need to. Okay, stretch to the sky, arms out wide, arms behind your back, arms on your knees, wiggle those fingers, spaghetti arms, turn around, turn the other way, deep breath in, let it out, and sit down. I just want to remind you before we start our story, tomorrow we get a chance to meet together again on a Zoom call. We're looking forward to Gideon and to Jairus sharing with us. And then we're all going to plant our seeds together. So nobody's going to want to miss that. I hope everyone's able to join us. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. This afternoon. Because today is Wednesday and our call is this afternoon, Wednesday. I'm looking forward to seeing you at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So not too long from now. Maybe after you have lunch, then we'll all meet together again to see each other, to listen to our friends Jairus and Gideon, and to plant our seeds together. I can't wait. But let's take a few minutes to relax. We've been talking about plants and seeds this week because it's the season for planting with the sunny days we're getting and some rainy days and the warmer weather. And this book is called How Does Your Garden Grow? An earthworm was crawling along. Suddenly, the earth around him started to crack and crumble in a most alarming way. Hey, what's going on here? The earthworm asked himself. He wriggled his long pink body up through the soil to find out. All of a sudden, his home was moving about, and he wanted to know what was going on. Can you see the tunnels he's made underneath the ground? No wonder the earth was moving. Someone was digging with a spade. A spade is another name for a shovel. It was a girl. To the earthworm, she looked very big. Can you imagine if you were the size of an earthworm and you looked up and saw a girl? She would seem very big to you. The earthworm crawled to a side corner of the garden. Then he was joined by a caterpillar, an ant, and a snail. So there are a group of tiny creatures living in that garden. And you thought there was just vegetables and seeds and plants growing. There's animals as well, tiny little insects and bugs. They help to keep the soil healthy. The girl, whose name was Gailey, dug, hoed, and raked. So she needed to dig holes for the seeds. She needed to loosen up the soil. She needed to hoe. The hoe is this one, the square one. It helps to break up the soil. And the rake helps to get rid of any grass and weeds and to make rows in the soil. Her brother, Sebastian, helped her. This was the first time Gailey had ever made a garden of her very own. How exciting. When the earth was ready, Gailey carefully planted some seeds. And there she is. It takes some work before you plant the seeds to get the soil ready. And there's our friends. Can you see our friends? The garden creatures. There was the earthworm, the snail, the ant, and the caterpillar. It's raining, exclaimed the snail. I'm going inside my shell to stay dry. Oh dear, said the caterpillar, crawling under a leaf at the edge of the garden. When my fuzz gets wet, I look like a worm. Ugh! Don't be rude, said the earthworm. So you can see the rain coming down. That's good for the soil that's already implanted with the seeds. And the snail, the ant, the earthworm, and the fuzzy caterpillar are rushing off to get some shelter from the rain. Actually, the ant announced, it's not raining. That girl is watering the seeds to make them grow. When Gailey finished watering, she tried to roll up the hose, but by mistake, she got it all tangled up. So when she was watering the seeds, to the little garden creatures, it seemed like it was raining, but then they realized that Gailey was watering her seeds that she had just planted. But can you see how tangled up she's getting in the hose when she tried to put it away? Hoses can be that way. Later, a flock of birds flew into the garden. The earthworm was afraid of being eaten. He hid in the soil, but the sparrows ate only the seeds. Oh no, they're eating the seeds that Gailey and Sebastian planted. To frighten away the birds, Gailey and Sebastian made a scarecrow that fluttered in the breeze. The birds stayed away. It must have been a good scarecrow. Can you see what the scarecrow has for hands? She has little metal pie plates that make a clanging sound in the wind to scare away the birds. Hooray! The radishes are up, shouted Gailey a few weeks later. But those are only green leaves, complained Sebastian. Where are the round red parts? The round red parts are under the ground, said Gailey wisely. They need more time to grow. You have to have lots of patience when you are planting a garden and waiting for your vegetables to grow. Because if you pull them when you see the green leaves, before the vegetables have a chance to grow, you just get leaves and nothing else at the bottom. Why do you think that we just see Gailey and Sebastian's feet in this picture? See our friends here, the earthworm, the snail, the ant, and the caterpillar? That's what they see. They're so small. When they look in front of them, they just see the feet of Gailey and Sebastian. Later, Gailey dug up a radish to see how big it was. The round red part was too tiny to eat. Gailey put the radish back and packed the earth around it. And there she is after she picked the tiny radish. Can you see that it's not big enough to eat yet, even though the leaves are big? As the vegetables grew, so did the weeds. Some weeds were harder to pull than others. Once, when Sebastian pulled one out, he toppled over, just missing the earthworm, the snail, the caterpillar, and the ant. There he is falling backwards because he pulled so hard on the dandelion to get it out of the ground. And you can see the little creatures behind him. He almost fell on top of them. One day, Gailey discovered some little green bugs on the tomato plants. She went to her mother for advice. Those green bugs are called aphids, Gailey's mother said. They are bad for the plants. See them? See the little black spots on the plants? They're called aphids. And they make holes in the plants. What a peculiar smell, exclaimed the ant after Gailey and her mother planted flowers called marigolds around the tomatoes. The little green bugs didn't like the marigold smell, and soon the aphids were gone. So they planted some flowers that the aphids did not like the smell of, and then they didn't come near the tomato plants anymore. What a good idea. The marigolds are pretty, and they keep the aphids off of the tomato leaves, so the tomatoes can grow. Good riddance to bad rubbish, said the earthworm. How dare you, replied the ant. Some of my best friends are aphids. The argument grew so fierce that they didn't notice anyone coming. You can see the ant and the earthworm arguing about the aphids, but who's coming behind them? But Sebastian saw the stranger. He ran to Gailey. He shouted, There's a tiger in the garden! Do you think there's a tiger? It does have orange and white stripes and a paw. Sebastian's family knew he sometimes made things sound bigger than they were, but the family was careful just in case. There was no tiger in the garden, just a large ginger cat. There she is. She looks pretty harmless and friendly. Then came the day, finally, that Gailey picked many kinds of delicious fresh vegetables. For a while, the earthworm rode on the basket. Then Gailey saw him and put him on the ground. Can you see the beautiful vegetables? What kinds of different vegetables do you see? And do you see the earthworm? Yes, of course we see lettuce, carrots, tomatoes, radishes, and right there we see the earthworm before Gailey put him back on the ground where he belongs. The earthworm wriggled back into the garden. As he got there, Gailey and her family gave 3 cheers. The earthworm thought they were cheering for him, but they were really cheering for Gailey and her wonderful garden. Hooray! And there they are, waiting to taste some of the vegetables from the garden. And can you see the earth creature friends, the garden friends in the background? Where are they? Yes, there they are in the garden. The artist has made it look like Gailey and her family are out front and the garden is in behind them. There's beautiful pictures in this book, isn't there? I hope you enjoyed our book today, and I hope sometime you get a chance to help plant a garden. And all of us get a chance to sample wonderful vegetables, don't we? Sometimes someone who grows a garden shares them with us. Sometimes we buy some at a stand by the road or at the market. And sometimes we buy them fresh in our grocery store. Well, have a break, and in a little while we'll join back together and plant our own seeds together, and you'll get a chance to find out what kind of a seed you have planted. Have you been guessing what kind of seeds that Mrs. Pedler put in your package? We can soon find out. Bye for now.